Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog with myself, Samuel Leach. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how I just closed some of my stock trades for £10,000 profit, and I'm going to show you me closing those positions out. Guys, don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. So let's start off here with JD Sports Fashion. So I bought this at $4.78, and I bought it on the 22nd of April. So bought it around here at this point here, and as you can see, it was a lovely trade here. $4.78 on the 22nd. We rode that all the way up until yesterday, because that's when I closed it, for roughly a 35% gain. Now, JD Sports was an absolute awesome position. It was something that I bought, especially after the coronavirus shut down. When we saw that and everyone went into lockdown, we knew that JD Sports was going to take a knock being a retail face front in store. But online business actually picked up quite a bit for the stock in itself, and it's a very resilient stock on that matter as well. So as we can see, we saw JD Sports over here from when the coronavirus got really bad and the lockdown came into play, and you can see the stock dropped nearly 65% in its value, which is a ridiculous amount in itself. But there we go, we're joined by the good old ghost monster in the background, hey? Here he is, look, famous ghost, hey? We traded stocks today, boy, eh? Yeah, good boy. So JD Sports, as you can see, it dropped by 65%, and we saw the lockdown, and that's when I wanted to start getting some of these good buys with resilient companies that have a good track record, good earnings, so on and so forth, to get involved in this marketplace. So that was one of the main positions that I bought. That was one of the positions that I cashed out on, and I'm going to explain to you exactly why we bought these positions. So based on JD Sports here, the reason why I bought it, looking back at my stock report that I sent out to everyone on the 20th of April, which was the stock is basically a strong performance stock over the last 2 years prior to coronavirus. It's moved from literally 300 to 900 if we look back at the past. I'll remove some of this stuff so you can see that. So the stock has been absolutely rocket fuel beforehand, and you can see some absolute amazing returns here of how the stock can move nearly all the way up to 900, which is pretty impressive for a stock move, and for then to drop off all the way back down to 2017 levels gave me the inkling that I wanted to get on board with this. So I did a bit more digging to find out exactly what was going on, and obviously going from 300 to 900 in 2 years is a insane amount of move that we have seen. So a little bit further about it, I wanted to have a look at the broker ratings as well, just to see exactly what was going on. And we had RBC Capital Markets on the 30th of March reiterating an outperform rating to target 600, which, as you can see, it absolutely blew that out of the park, and it went past that all the way up to over 700, which is a staggering move there that we had in play. Berenberg on the 27th of March confirmed a target of 620 as well. Again, we hit that target. And also Credit Suisse on the 26th of March had an outperform rating with an initial target of 560. So even more conservative. So for me, getting involved with this, knowing that we had good broker ratings involved, we had a positive company here that's got great earnings, great upside potential, and thinking that coronavirus was going to come to an end. And obviously with the Bank of England stepping up their QE program, and also the Federal Reserve as well, it was a good time to get involved with this market and buy this up. And what a great return that we've managed to achieve, banking over 30% plus on this position alone. And that's JD Sports with a rough roundup. Also looking at it as well, intrinsic value, something that I absolutely love when looking at these stocks and the overall performance of them, and the intrinsic value here based on JD Sports. The current price, when it was around down here, around 4, it was currently trading 21% under fair value, which was around £5.16, just for reference sake as well. So that's JD Sports. You can see me popping up on my mobile here, closing the trade out of JD Sports, banking my 10k trade position that I had on the initial position, banking over 30% on that position as well, making £3,000 on this movement in a couple of months, which was lovely. So moving on to Future now. So for those that don't know what Future actually is, I've been talking about Future in some of my previous videos. Future, together with its subsidiary, it basically publishes content for technology, gaming, entertainment, music, creative photography, home interest, education, television, hobbies, B2B sectors as well. It literally covers absolutely everything from the United States, United Kingdom as well. Seriously diversified as a stock, and the stock has been on utter fire. This is a stock that I've been watching for a long time, and if I get my figures right that I've got here on my notes, from 2017 to 2019, the stock rallied 1,400%. So if you look at that back here, that is ridiculous. That meant if I bought £10,000 back then, I'll be sat on 140,000 when it went up to its highs. Now, if that's not a good move for you, I don't know what is. So with confidence, I've been waiting for some serious amount of pullbacks, and by no means did I ever catch the bottom down here at 600. I wish I did, because I would have been up a staggering 100% move back to that 1200 level, which was ridiculous. And again, whilst I walk you through this, there's going to be a pop-up on this screen record of me walking through the position, closing it out and banking some serious capital, over 4 grand plus, on my Future trade. Future, believe it or not, when it was trading down at 930, which is around here, this position was actually trading 56% below its book value. The true value was actually all the way up here. Yeah, that's right, all the way up here. So it's still undervalued based on its book value. So I knew that this was an absolute epic trade to get involved with, and not something that I expected to get too hard, hit too hard during the lockdown period, knowing that it publishes content and produces that online. We're all at home. What are we doing? We're going to be reading more information, doing more stuff with hobbies and crafts and so on and so forth, which is exactly what Future does. So I was watching this stock, absolutely amazing position to take, and I'm going to just run through exactly a little bit more information about it. So with Future, I bought this on the 12th. So I bought this at 9.10. So when we look at that 9.10, I was sat in a loss at one point of 40% down on my money. And it was just because I've never seen a stock like this come off of its highs when it had such a high book value. I was like, the stock's down 40%. Surely that's enough movement to get in. Held my position on this, and I owned just little over £10,000 in the stock position. I was very confident after everything settled down that I would be coming back into profit, knowing that the book value was worth so much more on Future, and closing this position out literally a few days ago here, giving me over 40% plus on my trade. Ecstatic about that. That was another one of my positions that I have banked after coronavirus. I'm getting ready again for another retracement back to the downside before I jump back on board with Future. And my final stock that we're looking at here is Live Nations. Now, Live Nations is an events company. They do pretty much all the events in the world. They're an American events promoter and company based in Beverly Hills, and they are rich. They are a rich stock. They get involved with a lot of events, most of them that we know. The stock dropped 70% because obviously everyone was scared here that social distancing was in play, and a lot of stuff wasn't going to happen with events for a long time, till 2021. However, they are well diversified in the space. Overall, they are well diversified in the space. And for me, it was an area where I bought on the 6th of April. So when we look at that, bought down here on the 6th of April. The price that I managed to get was at $36, which is here, and ride it all the way up. $36, rode it all the way up after a couple of days. So at one point I was up, 60%, but closed out at just around here for 30% plus gain, which is a great position for me. Really happy with that overall movement that we have seen on Live Nations. I bought that stock off multiple factors here, that we saw with Live Nations. The reason why I bought Live Nations, there's a lot of people talking about it, about how they had a lot of cash flow and they weren't seeing any deduction in ticket sales. If anything, they were seeing more ticket sales come through because everyone was getting excited for the 2021 events. And that is why I wanted to get involved. If their sales aren't going down, if they are cash rich, it's something that I want to do. So what did I do? I went and had a look at their true book value. Now, when they was trading at $33 when I was getting interested in them, they were undervalued by roughly 30%. So true value on book value was sat at 47. So I knew that I was comfortable in a good move to the upside on Live Nations. And whilst I'm running through why I bought Live Nations, you're going to see a pop-up of me closing out of my Live Nations trade as well on chart. So Live Nations is a pretty epic stock with the events, and I just love the fact that we managed to get that amount of cash out of these stocks. But with the lockdown coming back into play potentially, with Beijing going under, I had to be careful with what I was doing. So I closed out all of my positions now so far to the buy side that are really focused towards coronavirus and can be affected in that manner. So I stayed away from a lot of stuff like that. So if you like this video, how I banked £10,000 on free blue chip stocks, then make sure you thumbs up, comment and subscribe and let me know what more you want in content.